I've been an immigration attorney for over 15 years, and here are some common reasons why VAWA cases get denied. Remember, in my last video, I covered what VAWA is. Follow the link above. Here are the top 5 reasons that a VAWA case gets denied. Number 1, incomplete information. I've seen cases where clients come to me and they try to file for VAWA themselves, and they either forgot to fill out the form entirely, or they forgot to sign or date the form. These are things that can result not only in delay, but even denial. Number 2, a fake marriage. This is another reason that I see VAWA cases denied. People think that if their marriage-based green card case is not going well, they can just convert to a VAWA case. For VAWA, we still have to prove that it was a real marriage, which means that we need to be able to prove the marriage really existed. These types of documents will help us prove that it was a real marriage. If you don't have any of these types of documents, it will be very difficult to obtain VAWA. Number 3, you submitted your case with no documents. For example, you have to prove that you were married to a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident spouse. Maybe you submitted your case but forgot to include any proof that your spouse was actually a citizen or a permanent resident. Number 4, you didn't actually live with your spouse. Maybe you have a lease with both of your names on it, but you have nothing else to prove that you actually in fact lived together. I'm not talking about sometimes lived together or off and on lived together. I'm talking about full-time lived together like a proper marriage. And the 5th reason that I see a lot of VAWA cases get denied is because maybe someone tried to apply by themselves, but they provided false information to the government. So they either forgot to list some of their children on their application, or they listed children that are not actually their biological or legal children, or perhaps they provided inconsistent address or employment history on their application forms. All of these things can scream red flag to the U.S. government, and they have no problem denying your VAWA case. Does USCIS actually investigate in a VAWA case? Clients ask me this all the time. So immigration cannot call your spouse to ask about your marriage or the abuse, but they absolutely can call your employer, your boss, your landlord, your neighbors, other relatives, friends and family to verify that you were in fact married, to verify that you did in fact live where you said or work where you said on the dates that you've provided. When immigration investigates, in this type of situation, they usually call the people that I've just listed to verify information. They typically don't show up, although they absolutely may. How do you know if your immigration case has been approved or denied? Immigration will never call you to tell you if your case is approved or denied, and they will never show up at your house to tell you if the case is approved or denied. Everything will come to you or your attorney by mail. You can also check to see if the status of your case has been approved or denied by looking your case up online on the USCIS.gov website. If your VAWA case gets denied, don't stress out. First, you need to actually read your denial letter. Second, you immediately need to determine what the due date is by which you can appeal the decision. Third, you need to call my office for a consultation right away so that we can help you figure out the best strategy. We may be able to help you challenge the decision, or we may decide another strategy makes sense. We may decide to refile the case entirely from scratch, or we may determine that you qualify for another type of visa. Let me tell you about a success story in which a woman came to my office and her VAWA case had been denied. Let's call her Mary. Mary's from the country of Tanzania, and her VAWA case was denied because immigration thought that it was not a real marriage. Now, this is a hard case, but after some conversation with her, I quickly realized that it was a real marriage. She just didn't have very many proofs that it was a real marriage because she was actually a victim of domestic violence-based trafficking. So I was able to suggest to her that we prepare and file a T visa case instead. She was skeptical at first, having never heard of a T visa case, but the more we talked, I knew it was the right path. We quickly prepared a T visa case for her, we filed it, and it was approved successfully. She now has a green card and is happy in America. So if your VAWA case is denied, don't stress out. We're here to help you. I'm Jennifer Bennett, and I am an experienced immigration attorney, having handled immigration law cases for over 15 years.